All right. Hey, former White House Press Secretary Scott McClellan made some controversial statements about the Fox News channel on hardball recently. Listen to this.
Did you see Fox Television as a tool when you were in the White House, as a useful avenue for getting your message out?
Well, I make a distinction between the journalist and between the commentators. I mean, certainly there were commentators and others, pundits at Fox News that were helpful to the White House. And certainly, yeah, certainly we got talking points to those people.
Call Sean, call Bill, call whoever. Did you do that as a regular thing?
It wasn't necessarily something I was doing, but it was something that we at the White House, yes, were doing and getting them talking points.
All right, let's talk to Bill O'Reilly right now. Bill, have you received your talking points from the White House?
Yeah. You know, here's what happened. This guy, McClellan, he isn't a bad man. He is a weak man. He's weak. That's what you got to keep in mind. And he gets on these programs, and they bait him. Like Matthews just did. And he's not smart enough to understand he's being used and being baited. Now, MSNBC, obviously, everyone knows, is in the tank for Barack Obama. We pointed it out. It's a dishonest enterprise. So they're now under orders to, whenever they have somebody like McClellan, to say, oh, Fox is in the tank, too. You know, it's like, I know you are, but what am I, you know, when you're 3 years old. So McClellan took the bait. Now, did he, once he realized what happened, that he was making an accusation that I got talking points, then the guy panicked, because I never got talking points, and everybody knows that. Matthews knows that. But McClellan, this demonstrates his character. It demonstrates who he is.
Isn't it interesting, Bill, that he says, no, I never gave them talking points? Well, he was the press secretary, so he would be the liaison with the media. He says, I didn't, but they did get them.
Well, look, he's just trying to sell his book. He just goes on there and babbles on and on. Why he's on there anyway is a mystery. What else does he have to offer? Nothing. So he got played, and now, you know, I had to step up and say, because, you know, the far-left nuts run wild with this crap, and I had to say, look, McClellan's not telling the truth. Did he go in there and maliciously lie like the commentators at MSNBC do? No. He's just weak, and he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Here's the thing, Bill O'Reilly, as you know, he's doing this on some level because he wants to juice Goose's book again. So he's starting to drop out. This is his one play. He's certainly.
Sure.
So how do you judge whether you should address it or not? Because you know he's going to sell more books because you're talking about it.
Well, I don't care about that. I don't care how many books he sells. But I'm not going to let somebody go on national TV and just tell a lie. And it is a lie. I mean, there's no. I never got a talking point from anybody in my life. It's a joke.
Right.
Nobody would dare do that to me because they know I take the talking point and mock it on the factor. You know, so they wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But McClellan himself, I have a little sympathy for him in the sense that I don't think he went in there saying, oh, I'm going to do this. I just think he's not smart enough to understand when he's being played.
You know, I remember a couple of years ago somebody suggested that even
Dan Rather.
And that they suggested that this show, the morning show, got talking points from the White House, which is pretty funny because we get here at 3 o'clock in the morning. Right. Like there's somebody up at the White House, please.
Well, look, Rather did the same nonsense, and then I said, okay, Dan, come on in and back it up. You know, tell me what your documentation is. He said, oh, Bill, I'll come on in, you know, and it's now 3 years later. Dan hasn't quite come in yet. Yeah. Again, these guys they just say stuff, and then they go, uh-oh. But they're not man enough, either Rather or McClellan, to say, look, I made a mistake. I'm sorry.
So Bill, for our viewers and your millions, where do you come up with your talking points?
In my own demented mind.
Oh, man.
Because I'm just down the hall from you. If you're ever stuck, you know, and just say, hey, Brian, what do you think? How does this sound? Before I load it in the prompter.
You know, the tragedy is that I'm such a bloviator that it just keeps coming out. You know what I mean? The hits just keep on coming.